So the build-up for this movie has been huge. Teasers upon trailers upon all sorts of buzz. And did it live up to the original? Meh.
Bring it on!
Okay, so before the backlash starts, let me explain. I did not hate this movie. I still thought it was very well done, it's just very different from the first film. Where the first film failed, this one triumphed, sort of. For example, in Avengers 1, our biggest gripe was that there was like 20 minutes of plot and 2 hours of beat-em-ups. This film was reversed. Age of Ultron had a plot with more plot, followed by a subplot and subplot storylines. So yeah, is the whole plot situation a bad thing? Of course it's not. However, with that being said, Age of Ultron was originally supposed to be an hour longer. So they cut and snipped away at a whole bunch of shit. Was I bored while watching this movie? No! Of course not! I was at the edge of my seat with a smile from ear to ear because Avengers. It felt like something was missing, or better yet, cut! And, you know, there's a particular scene that I was expecting to see as it was announced. And it wasn't there. It wasn't there. You may know who this person is. He's kind of behind this whole mess. Thor's adopted brother, the trickster god. Yeah, Loki. Yeah, that guy. He was supposed to be in this film, and he was cut. Due to length. And, you know, everybody went to see this movie dressed up as Black Widow or Hawkeye. I was there repping Loki, and when the movie was coming to an end and I saw no Loki, I felt like the maid from Family Guy appeared and was like, no, Loki no here. I'm just all the more curious to see the full-length film, as it was meant to be. So now, let's get into details about the new characters. First and foremost, Ultron, who I feel has a pretty cool dry sense of humor, especially in scenes between him and Tony. I mean, it is James Spader. James Spader. Like, it's amazing to me what motion capture can do for film and video game, that it just completely captures a person's, an actor's essence, like the little thing he does with his lip. James Spader, I feel, is one of those actors that has a lot of obvious quirks, kind of like Jeff Goldblum with his hands. James Spader does like a thing with his neck, and it was embodied in Ultron, and I thought that was kind of cool. Even though a lot of times I couldn't help but envision Robert California. To all you Office fans, you know what I'm talking about. And back to the actual character of Ultron, I did feel he was a tad one-dimensional, but that could be because he was a robot. Hawkeye! And yes, I know that he's not a new character, but this is why I'm mentioning him in this light. The way I see it is that in the first film, he was like an infant, and in the sequel, his balls suddenly drop and he becomes a central element to the film. So it's more like a, whoa, Hawkeye, he's a thing. He's there. Hawkeye, fuck yeah. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, kind of underutilized, I felt. And don't get me wrong, they had pivotal roles in the film, but I feel that a lot more could have been done with them. One side note that I do need to mention in regard to Scarlet is that cosplayers be coming out in full force after this film. Yours truly included. While watching the film, I was just enamored by her character. I think she did an excellent job. I felt connected. I felt just, it's almost as if she entered my mind and gave me the many reasons why I should cosplay her. Yeah, it's gonna happen, guys. I'm gonna try my best to cosplay as Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch at San Diego Comic-Con. Now that I said it out loud and it's stuck permanently in the interwebs, it's gonna have to happen. And now I regret cutting my hair. And yeah, man, I will admit, her performance gave me goosebumps. She's such a badass. And to think, like, I had no idea she existed. I grew up with the Olsen twins, and it was just all about the Olsen twins. And then all of a sudden she's like, move aside, bitches. And just like, good for her, dude. Good for her. Vision. Okay, guys, we're about to enter spoiler territory. So I suggest you get the fuck out if you don't want things spoiled for you, which is the whole point of my message. And I will wait for you guys to process this while I take a sip from my spoilers. Cup. Spoilers, sweeties. Okay, so Vision. Minus the whole wiping Ultron's mind part, where the fuck were you for the rest of the fight? Like, you appeared in the first 10 seconds of the fight, disappeared, and then came back right at the end of it. And other than that, you just seemed forced, my good man. I mean, I was just so excited for this character, and you are Jarvis! You can kick so much more ass than that! Again, maybe the whole forced thing had to do with all the cutting that had to be done on this film. I would assume a lot more was explored with Vision in the full cut than I am excited to see. Can the Blu-ray just get here already? And then I want to add one more thing, again, still within the spoiler dome. The lovey-dovey-ish scenes between Scarlet Joe's Black Widow and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. I get it. It was too much. For a film that had to be cut a lot, you know, like you'd think like a lot of meetings had to take place, like it, you know, anybody who's a filmmaker, especially a writer, knows what it's like to have your baby set up and then you're forced to cut it, and you take days upon days just figuring it out, you know, like, oh, what's worth cutting, what's not, and like, what are you willing to sacrifice? And I don't understand why they kept so much of that love story and sacrificed other cooler bits, perhaps, like, I don't know, Loki. Would I suggest seeing this film? Yes, it's obviously a must, but would I see it in theaters again and again like I did with Avengers 1 or Guardians of the Galaxy? Probably not. I think right now, again, I said it like 5 million times during the shoot, but I'm waiting for that Blu-ray. I'm waiting for that full cut, and that's what I'm mainly looking forward to. Once again, folks, I'd like to add that an opinion is an opinion. When you watch your favorite YouTube reviewers, keep in mind, they're just expressing an opinion. You can have a different opinion, and it'd be absolutely okay. If you think Avengers 2 was way better than Captain 2, than Avengers 1, Guardians of the Galaxy combined, then that's great. I'm not one to tell you that that's wrong, so just enjoy yourselves, get together with friends, go watch Age of Ultron. It is a very good movie. I'm just being nitpicky and I'm just being honest. That was my personal experience. Yours might be different. So with that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and visit aggressivecomics.com for the latest and greatest in geeky news. And if you want to purchase some awesome Aggressive Comics and Geekgasm merch, there is a link in the description below. And as always, stay geeky, my friends.